Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes,
George Lombard Jr. is in the building, making his major league debut. Headed out to the batting cages. He will start at shortstop tonight for the New York Yankees. As the YES Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the Yankees against the Cardinals in the middle game of a 3-game set from the Bronx, New York. Hey everybody, Ryan Rucco alongside Paul O'Neill. So happy to be with you this Tuesday evening for Yankees baseball on Yes. Paul, the trade deadline happened yesterday, and then there were several other moves the Yankees made following the game. Anthony Volpe, Jason Dominguez, Angel Chiville, all optioned to AAA. Then Yerry De Los Santos gets called up. George Lombard Jr. promoted as well. And we know the Yankees have been anticipating his call-up, the fan base excited. Paul, what does everybody have to look forward to with Lombard?
Well, you look forward to like a life-changing event. I mean, this is a dream that everybody that ever puts on a uniform has, and that's to take the major league field. Nobody's guaranteed this opportunity. So he grew up in a baseball family. His father's a baseball player. He's a coach now. So you know he knows the fundamentals. He's done progressively well every year in the minor leagues. Is this the next Yankee shortstop? This is his first night to prove it.
26th overall pick back in 2023, the #1 prospect in the organization, and really strong numbers at the plate this year between Double and AAA. Coming up, we will hear from the 21-year-old youngster. He chats with Justin Shackle in the media. We'll hear from his manager as well. That's coming up next right here on Yes.
Welcome back to Yankees baseball on Yes. We are getting set for first pitch in the middle game between the Yankees and the Cardinals here at the stadium in the Bronx. It's Justin Shackle with you ahead of game time and ahead of George Lombard Jr.'s big league debut. The 21-year-old is set to make his first start as a New York Yankee, starting over at shortstop tonight. And I asked the Yankees' top prospect if he felt reaching this goal this season felt attainable way back in spring training.
It was always a goal. I didn't really have like a timeline set in my mind. My main focus was just getting ready for whatever was in front of me that day, that game, wherever I was put. I was just going to focus on my preparation, focus on my work, and then whatever happened. So, yeah, I wouldn't say I was like super locked in on it from the beginning, but yeah, it just kind of worked itself out.
He's been prepared and bred for this, and, you know, it's one thing to you know, certainly physically check all the boxes and have the ability and be ready to play here. But, you know, part of that development is, you know, being able to handle and deal with, and we feel like he's equipped for all that.
Boone's final message to Lombard before he takes the field: go be you. Go play your game. We'll have first pitch when we return. Ryan Rucco and Paul O'Neill have the call. Yankees Cardinals coming up next right here on Yes and the Gotham Sports app.
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by FanDuel. All customers get to choose their reward today on FanDuel. Choose your reward to use on baseball and play your game. By Tunnel to Towers, donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. And by Nissan, hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. Well, there he is at 21 years old, George Lombard Jr., making his major league debut, wearing number 96. Mom and dad in the building. His father, who's the bench coach for the Tigers, had made it to Seattle and then had to come across the country here to watch his son.
Got a night off.
Yeah.
You can go watch my son, right?
Absolutely, and pretty cool for the Lombard family. George's younger brother, Jacob, is making his pro ball debut tonight in Low A. Taking a look at the Cardinals starting lineup, J.J. Weatherall leads off. Then it's Herrera batting second. Vermeer third. Jordan Walker was scratched in this game. Velasquez hits fourth. Win. Jordan Nathan Church, who had the go-ahead 3-run homer last night. Pages and Torres round out the Cardinals starting lineup. And on the mound for the Yankees, Ryan Weathers, numbers solid on the season. Take a look at the Nissan Pitchers Scouting Report.
Well, coming off a strong 7, his last outing in Chicago on Thursday. Great start, 7 innings, no runs. Hopefully you keep that going. And he needs some runs. I mean, Thursday was his 8th start, Ryan. 8th this year, where the Yankees have not scored him a run. I don't know what the deal is, but they just don't score him runs. And flip-flop, I mean, he's always been a hard thrower, but percentage-wise, he now throws his changeup more than any other pitch. It was a big change for him because he was, just fastball, curveball, really using that changeup a lot this year.
Yeah, throwing it 25% of the time. The defense brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Elliot Ramos also making his Yankee debut out left. Grisham and Jones, the other outfielders. On the left side, McMahon at third, Lombard at short, and Chisholm and Garcia on the right side. Ramos gets his first roll call.
You tell the new guys, right? They immediately see him and then they turn. Yeah. You got to milk it a little bit.
Soak it in, right?
5-10 seconds of it. Didn't act like, hey, now I get
it. 2-2.
Right over.
Yeah, I got a coughing fit at the wrong time, Paul.
Don't leave me now. We're only the first inning.
We got a long way to go.
Exactly.
Here it is. Rounded to second. Chisholm will throw out Weatherholt. And the George Lombard chance gets to go a little bit longer, and now he acknowledges the bleacher creatures. He did soak it in a bit there, Paul.
Well, in between a pitch, you got to focus on the pitch, and you get to keep the bleachers creatures screaming.
Boy, talking with George Lombard Jr. earlier today and witnessing him speak with the media, just incredible poise to him. A thoughtfulness to his answers, but a confidence. And Aaron Boone talked about how you can tell when you're around guys if they've been in a big league clubhouse before. Not that that's a prerequisite to being a great professional, but it can help. He said he could feel that right away with Lombard in spring training, and you can feel it just in his comfort. We saw mom and dad in the stands here to watch George. They were originally going to go down to Florida to the debut of Jacob, his pro debut. The family was going to head there, and here's the family. Jacob just homered. His second at bat, he homered, and you see them seeing it on the phone. I mean, how great is that, the reaction from the family? And Jacob was the one who told his family, hey, I know you were coming to me for the pro debut in the minors. Go to Yankee Stadium and go watch George make his major league debut.
Major league debut.
Yes. Here comes the 2-2. I mean, how about that for his parents today, huh?
That's quite a day, yeah, from a mother and a father, believe me. I'll never forget my son Aaron. He went to play college basketball, and he was not going to play. He was a freshman when he going to play.
Yeah.
And I was eating at Scalatello, one of my favorite restaurants, and I thought the game's over. I better go check. So I said, hey, how was it and everything? And he said, it was great. I said, did you get to play? Yeah, I hit a 3. I thought I went through the roof. I just don't understand how parents get fired up. More so for their kids. Ouch. Talking about getting fired up.
Yeah. Alex Tossi
Lit up.
Yeah, smoked in the shoulder in the first inning.
Swing and a miss. And 2 down. And the umpire scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Here is the scouting on Alex Tossi. Pitcher friendly. You see the overturns from the ABS. 8th major league season.
Yeah, nothing like for a parent watching their kid have success.
You get more nervous. You get happier. You know, it's all out of your hands. That's the thing.
Vermeer slides up to the 3 spot in the lineup today. Was batting 8th yesterday. How about you hit 3 home runs in a game and you're not in the lineup the next day? That's Alec Burleson.
That's a tough team right there, huh? Figured you could talk your way in the lineup after going deep 3 times.
I know it's a lefty, Skip, but
Yeah.
did you see what I did yesterday? One of those homers was off a lefty. You talked about it, Paul. The last couple starts from Weathers have been outstanding. An 0.71 ERA in those 2. Yankees as a team looking to bounce back after
Pitchers call the ball. Catcher's challenging.
tough loss to stomach last night following their dramatic comeback. ABS powered by T-Mobile, and yeah.
Pitchers strikes.
New York has 2 challenges. You know, you got a couple outs in the first inning, but boy, that's got a lot of plate. Austin Wells was on fire last night with his challenge.
Wow. He was he 5 for 5? Something along those
better.
lines.
Maybe seeing the ball a little bit better. Huh?
Yeah. 2-2. Hit hard. Glove by McMahon. The turn, the fire, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 first for Weathers. We go to the bottom of the first of the stadium. No score. 1-2-3 top of the first for Ryan Weathers. Take a look at the Yankees lineup. Trent Grisham leading off. Ben Rice bats second. Luis Garcia Jr. brought the stadium to its feet yesterday. Will hit third. Then Elliot Ramos in his Yankee debut will bat cleanup. Spencer Jones, Jazz Chisholm Jr., Ryan McMahon, George Lombard Jr. will hit 8th. And Austin Wells, who started to get hot, will round out the Yankees starting lineup. Let's check out the numbers on Hunter Dobbins. 2-1, 3.74 ERA. And now time for the Nissan pitcher scouting report.
Well, he's been up and down like a yo-yo. This is his 5th time to be called up this year. Just sent down last Thursday, but back up again because of the trade to Dustin May. Been a long road. He tore his ACL last year coming first base. He missed the beginning of the year, so he's healthy again. And he's a hater, Ryan. We got issues here. He hates the Yankees. He was a Red Sox fan growing up, said if he had to pitch for the Yankees, he would retire. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Then so go drive a truck or something, you know?
Somehow I don't think that would actually be the case. I think Hunter would sign on if he had to, as Grisham grounds it hard, but right to Jordan for the out. Take a look at the defense brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers and the Car Shield defensive player profile on J.J. Weatherholt. We mentioned this yesterday, Paul. His outs above average are off the charts compared to other second basemen. Ben Rice fouls that one off.
Wow. Crowd's really ready. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Off the bat, I'm like, that ball's over the dugout. What are you looking at?
They're jazzed up. They're Lombarded up.
We've certainly had a lot of stories the last couple of days with the trade deadline and then Lombard being called up today. Ramos in town for his first game.
Just the wildness of last night's game as well. 1-2 on Rice.
Yeah, that didn't sit too well. And on the way home, I was like, what a great 7 innings. Come back, take the lead, and then all of a sudden just get beat up at the end. Great comeback for nothing.
Right, when you come back from down 6-0, you think that one's going in the left column. The 1-2. And Chavi was actually sent down after the game just because the Yankees, you know, they need to get another arm up here.
Yeah, he threw 30-some pitches last night, so he was not going to be available tonight.
Rice taps that weekly back to the mound. 2 out. The optimum favorite fiver, famously fast replay. And how about Luis Garcia Jr.'s homer in the 7th?
Such a quick bat there. I noticed it his first swing. I was like, wow. And he waited on that changeup. Finally got one he could handle. He handled it in the back of the bullpen.
Takes that to the left side, but right to Fermin. Yankees go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. No score at the stadium. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Yankees, the official source for your Yankees gear. Top of the 2nd inning. Both pitchers dealing 1-2-3 first, and Nelson Velasquez will lead off 4-5-6 here for the Cardinals. We talked about it. St. Louis had the worst offensive numbers in the majors across the board over the last month, but then broke out for 13 runs yesterday in a game started by Cam Schlittler. And that's baseball Susan. Cam was talking about after the game. He said, I take pride in having control, limiting walks. I don't really have an excuse for it. This wasn't my night, and I have to be better.
You know, that's about as blunt as you can put it. And
yeah.
What else can you say? He's been phenomenal all year. You go out, you just one night, you just don't have it.
The 2-2 to Velasquez. Swinging and miss. Good changeup. You talked about it, Paul.
Yeah, had him out in front earlier in the count where he pulled it. He took a little bit off, but this was a better changeup. Watch where this ends up. Down and away. See that side spin that just takes it down and away from righties. He has really learned to throw that pitch well. And again, coming over from Miami, good arm, good fastball, lefty. I mean, he would challenge most hitters. Still has a good fastball, but has learned to pitch a much different game with the breaking ball and that changeup.
Strike one there to Mason Wynn. Weather's last start against St. Louis back in 2024. Scooped into right center. That'll be a base hit for Wynn. First base runner of the game. Take a look at StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud, the arsenal for Ryan Weathers.
Yeah, you see the changeup way up percentage-wise from where it has been. The four-seamer and the sinker still good velocity. Uses that sweeper and the slider a lot to left-handers.
Paul, you talked about it in the scouting. It is unbelievable that he's had 8 starts where he has left, where the Yankees have not scored a run. Lombard tested here to second for one. To first. All right. Dazzle with the D. George Lombard Jr. A 6-4-3 double play to end the second.
Wow. I mean, we talk about he's ready defensively. This is just proof. I mean, this is a double play you haven't seen turned in the Yankee infield all year.
Ball not too shabby for the first ball hit to George Lombard Jr. here in the bigs.
You know, you can yell and scream and say how great it was. This was a really difficult play, especially when you're a little nervous. You're just taking the field. This was a great double play turn by Lombard. And the thing is, first of all, is to get to it softly backhanded and then have no fear of putting something on that throw to Jazz. Great job.
Elliot Ramos making his Yankee debut today.
Great, you know, pre-shot, pre-step, everything was just perfect.
I've heard for a while about how ready he is defensively. And some big smiles in that dugout when he came in afterwards.
Now, when you call a middle infielder up, I mean, usually, you know, the first thing is, can he catch the ball? I mean, you can't have somebody that is going to come up here and carry the team offense and can't catch the ball at shortstop. I mean, that is primary. And right there, he shows, you know, what he's done. There's a proud papa and mother right there.
I mean, how about their night so far?
Yeah.
Their son Jacob in his pro debut is already homered. First ball hit to George, and he makes a fantastic play. Jones lifts that into center. Long run for Church. He'll get there for the second out.
Well, this is why Church is in center field. He can run him down defensively, way above average. Really is not there for his bat at this point. Hopefully he gets better for the St. Louis Cardinals, but he can run him down in the outfield.
So 5 up, 5 down so far for the Yanks against Dobbins, who's needed just 13 pitches to get through it. By the way, we saw Elliot Ramos ground out there to begin the inning. His Yankee debut tonight. His pregame media availability was just delightful, so endearing. Ramos so excited to be here, to be with the Yankees, to have this opportunity.
You were impressed. I could tell when you came up to the booth.
Yeah.
I wasn't at the press conference, but you were impressed by all three of them.
High drive, deep right field. That ball is gone. Jazz Chisholm Jr. gives the Yankees an early 1-0 lead.
Well, a good sign for Jazz. I mean, to stay back on a breaking ball. He fouled off a fastball, the 17th of the year. Hopefully the last night got this offense going. Ryan Weathers has got to think, wow, I actually got to run. How do you like that?
He was one of the few guys who did not break out last night for the Yankees, but boy, did they use it from him. Had been 2 for his last 23.
Well, hanging breaking ball. You think Jazz finally got it? Yeah, let's see a little backflip. There you go. All kidding aside, I mean, that's a great swing on a breaking ball. You see how he stays back, not lunging toward it. Allows your hands to get out front and just drive it into the seats.
Mile high. And an early lead for Weathers and the Yankees. As McMahon looks at ball 3, Lombard is on deck. McMahon homered yesterday, the 3-1. Off the end of the bat to second. That will end the inning, but the Yankees take the lead on the Jazz Chisholm Jr. solo shot. 1-0 after 2. It is time for...
How about that?
All right, how about George Lombard Jr. makes his own breakfast daily, scrambled eggs, meat, sourdough toast, drizzled with raw honey. His father, George Sr., played in the majors and is the Tigers bench coach. His brother, Jacob, the 14th overall pick this year, and his grandmother, Posey Lombard, was a civil rights activist who marched with Martin Luther King Jr. and spent the week in a Montgomery jail. Pretty incredible. How about that?
Ryan, I need to add more information to Posey Lombard because she deserves as much attention as possible. George's grandmother came from an affluent family in Massachusetts. She was the daughter of a former dean of Harvard Business School, but as a white woman, she chose to devote herself to the civil rights movement in the South, and she marched with MLK Jr. She stood ground against KKK members who tried to block her from integrating a playground in Mississippi, and over the years she was arrested multiple times during sit-ins and protests. And there was one specific instance, 1965, she was arrested in Montgomery for protesting the Bloody Sunday beatings and was just subjected to terrible, inhumane conditions in a Mississippi jail. But her persistence for racial equality ended up leading to the FBI having a dossier over 300 pages that tracked her movements and activism for almost a decade. And Posey, she tragically died at 41 in a car accident, but when her high school classmates discovered the FBI dossier, it led to Posey's children, George's father, George Sr., to create the Posey Project, which has raised a lot of money over the years to end mass incarceration and racial inequality. So a lot of Yankees people, they talk about George's upbringing, and those are some of the family values that have been passed down to him.
Pretty incredible stuff, Justin. Really amazing. And you talk about the upbringing and the quality of character from George, and that was something that Aaron Boone was talking about today, Al. It's not just the player we like, it's the person we love and the way he's represented the organization. And here was Posey Lombard when she was incarcerated in Montgomery in 1965. And that changeup catches the outside corner, 2-2. George will lead off the bottom of the third inning, get his first big league at bat.
Well, he made his first big league play. He's taken the field. He's waved to the bleacher creature. So he's checked a lot of the boxes. But you get that first at bat, especially if it's a base hit. You get that out of the way too.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with a slider. Third strikeout, one away.
We talk about his off speed, and this is the breaking ball, and it kind of stays up. Kind of lucky to get that one by. Not a lot of bite at the ends up in the strike zone, but different speed than the fastball.
All right, Paul, you've been in this spot before. George Lombard Jr., as he's in the field knowing he's coming up to lead off next inning, what kind of things are you thinking about before your first big league at bat?
Well, you don't. It's such an uncertainty. You don't know. You haven't had an at bat here. You haven't faced his pitcher. But you know what? Your feet are on the ground, and I think the best thing that can happen is you make a play in the field, something that gives you some positive feeling before you step a foot in the plate.
Line to left, a little trouble for Ramos, who recovers to make the catch for the second out. Wow.
Talk about heart beating fast. First game here, you don't kind of pick it up. You're in, out, whoop, uh-oh. Just find my glove, please. Used to that same.
Yeah, we saw.
Used to that San Francisco wind. He's ready for it to blow at him or something.
He was funny talking about playing in San Francisco before the game today, and he said, I had the mentality, if I can ball out in this ballpark, then I'm going to really be showing something. I should be able to hit anywhere. And he actually said his natural swing is to right center, so he thinks his swing will work well here at this stadium.
I've noticed since the new stadium, I think it really affects the righties as much as the lefties. I mean, obviously lefties can pull the ball, but when you pull the ball well, you're going to hit that in any ballpark. It's the right-handers that can reach the seats in right center and stay on the ball. It really helps.
Right to Chisholm. That will end the top of the third. George Lombard Jr. about to have his first big league at bat. Don't go anywhere. He leads off the bottom of the third next here on Yes. Well, George Lombard Jr.
Number 96, George Lombard Jr. Number 96.
The first major league at bat for George Lombard Jr. here in the bottom of the third. 21 years old. The Yankees' top prospect. According to Baseball America, the number 13 prospect in all of baseball.
You see the breathing techniques, you know, the big breaths to relax yourself. These are things that you have to use because sometimes your emotions get to you.
He was on quite a tear at the end of his minor league stretch before getting called up. ABS powered by T-Mobile is the Cardinals challenge, and it will be 1-2.
St. Louis has 2 challenges remaining.
On Lombard, who had a 30-game on-base streak going in the minors in which he hit .330 during it. All the Yankees dialed into this at bat. Top step of the dugout. The 1-2 to Lombard. Tapped weakly to third. Vermeer fires low just in time to get Lombard for the first out.
Lombard went well. You know, that's the first thing is getting out of the box. But you know, when you look at his skills, he can hit the ball. He's got a little power. He's going to get stronger. He's only 21 years old. But you know, the first thing you notice is how good he is defensively, how strong his throwing arm is at the shortstop position. So a lot of things to work with.
And we talked about his athleticism, the way that would immediately impact the Yankees. Here's Austin Wells. Had a single and a 2-run homer yesterday. And the numbers have been better of late for Wells. Last 10 games, hitting .304. An OPS of 1037 last 16 games. An OPS of 973. Chops that foul. Splitter by him, 2-2.
Dobbins will use. I mean, he's not just a flamethrower. He will throw mid-90s, but he does use 6 pitches: splitter, changeup, slider, curve. He's got everything. He pitches it all off of his fastball. Well, there's 3 of them. There's 4 of them here, right? All right, I'll go with pitch number 5.
That's why I wanted it. Right back to the splitter, and Wells takes it for strike 3.
Wells, I mean, this ball right there, splitter kind of coming back. I think sometimes catchers, especially, think they know the pitch. And, you know, if you guess wrong, you just freeze on the pitch. That pitch is right there. But, you know, if you're looking fastball, you're looking slider, and you get a splitty, you just take it. And I think pitcher or catchers especially try to guess along with pitchers.
Jorge was a guess hitter, right? Speaking of catchers. Yeah.
I'm like, all right, what are you looking for? Is it 3-1 fastball right down? I wasn't looking for. What are you doing? I used to just laugh at him. Jeter would look over me and just scratch his head.
And for you, Paul, you would just always look fastball and adjust, right?
I mean, that's the way I was taught to hit. And,
Yeah.
you know, you look fastball out where you want it, and, you know, you adjust to everything else.
Two and two.
Stan Williams, who was a pitching coach, ex-major leaguer for years, he said, and it always really made sense to me, why would you go up and look for a great curveball from a lefty? Because if he throws it good, you're not going to hit it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, you look for your pitch, and if they make a mistake, you adjust for it. I mean, he used to use Sandy Koufax. Why would you go up and look for a curveball for Sandy Koufax? If he throws it good, you're not hitting it anyway.
Great point. Right back to the mound. And a 1-2-3 third for Dobbins. To the fourth we go. Yankees lead it 1-0 at the stadium. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your local Ford stores. Proud to be the official SUV of the Yankees. And by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. Top of the fourth inning. Yankees with a 1-0 lead. Unfamiliar territory for Ryan Weathers.
A run?
A run. 8 starts this year where he didn't have a single run of support. But he has one already thanks to the Jazz Chisholm Jr. solo homer. A couple of exciting storylines to the stadium tonight. The headliner, George Lombard Jr., the Yankees' top prospect, making his major league debut, has already made a terrific play at shortstop. And Elliot Ramos acquired yesterday, making his Yankee debut. Out and left. And Luis Garcia's already, you know, he's old news here. Yeah, after yesterday, he's settled in. He's good.
Big news if that home run would have counted last night. What a clutch home run. A lot of fun stuff going on, and all of a sudden you're starting to see the group that is going to make the run towards the playoffs.
Hit hard to Lombard. Plays it beautifully. One down.
Yeah, it's all about, you know, gauging the ball to get the easy hop. You see him immediately. Watch, he's going to come in. Not he stays back. It's a longer hop. Makes it look really easy. And that's just instincts. You really can't teach how to be a great fielder. You look at McMahon. I mean, there's just some things that they do are just better than others. And, you know, we've seen 2 plays. We're all the way in the 3rd inning. But he looks very comfortable defensively.
Passes the eye test. We'd seen that in spring training as well. And look, it's saying something with how well Volpe and Caballero have defended this year.
Yeah.
For the Yankees to be able to say, hey, this is the best defensive shortstop in our system. That's speaking really highly of the defense of Lombard.
It also speaks, and obviously you want number 99 back in the lineup before the playoffs, but it also speaks on how you're going forward as a team. How are you going to win? Well, you're going to win with this pitching. And to really solidify great pitching, you got to catch the ball. And so you just shore up the infield, get your best fielders out there. Hopefully you got a couple new bats. And all of a sudden, you know, this is what we're going with.
Lombard tested again. Another 6-3.
You can always tell great fielders how soft their hands are. There's no jab at the ball at the end of the play. It kind of just seems to just find the pocket very softly.
You know, speaking of impressive defense, that throw from Garcia last night, turning the double play.
Oh, yeah.
At first, that really stood out. Something Aaron Boone mentioned post-game as well. Papa John's key ingredients on Ryan Weathers. 2.08 career ERA against the Cardinals.
Ryan, we can sign up for about 30 of these days. Huh? It's a shaky year weather-wise. It's absolutely beautiful here tonight.
Perfect. A perfect night for baseball. As Jones comes in, tracks it into the glove, and Weathers taking advantage of the weather, cruising through 4. Play FanDuel's Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits home run. Here are the featured home run odds for today's players: Ben Rice and Luis Garcia Jr. Bottom of the 4th inning, Yankees 1, Cardinals nothing. Jazz Chisholm Jr.'s home run is the only run on the board. And Justin Shackle roaming the stadium. You got some special guests with you, don't you?
I certainly do, Ryan, with George Lombard Sr. and Judy Lombard as well, watching their son debut in person. They're also watching their other son debut on their phone. We saw that as well. George, I'm going to start with you. You're the Tigers bench coach. Detroit's in Seattle right now. How smooth was the trip to New York?
I mean, I'll start with thanking the Tigers for allowing me to do this. Like, you don't ever get these days back. This was as emotional of any day we've had with our boys, and along with the draft and all this other stuff. So I really appreciate them let me do this. But yeah, I got up in the morning. It's been a long day for everybody, but it's super excited.
Judy, Jacob gets drafted by the Marlins last month. George gets called up here. They're playing on the same day. How would you describe this summer for your family?
I mean, the whole year pretty much has been incredibly emotional, but especially the last couple weeks between the draft and then last night when I just bought my ticket to go to Jacob's game, and we had plans to go to his game today when George calls us about 11 o'clock at night to tell us the news, and everything was a whirlwind, not too much sleep, but we knew we had to be here. Even I told Jacob, I'm like, we feel bad not going. He's like, are you guys kidding me? Like, you have to be there for George. I'm like, of course. So we're so happy to be here, and this moment is incredible.
George Jr., he kind of hinted to it to reporters in the pregame press conference. He thought that you may have had a hint that he was getting promoted. Did you know anything at all about this?
I knew nothing for sure, but Shelley really wanted me to be a part of this and wanted me to be around and try and be on the phone call, because you never know. I'm across the country, and he said there's a chance. So and then I saw the game. It was a tough game for the team last night, and so I didn't think much of it. He goes, I'm not sure what's going to happen. And then sure enough, when we got on the Zoom call, our normal FaceTime call, I saw his smile ear to ear, and I knew exactly what was going on right there. So it was awesome. Awesome, yeah.
What was going through your minds, your emotions, watching that first at-bat tonight?
Sorry, what was going through your mind? I didn't hear the last part.
What were you feeling when George walked up to the plate for the first time as a New York Yankee?
I mean, honestly, I was out of words. He said it, and I was just in shock. I'm like, what did you just say? He's like, I'm going to the big leagues. And we were just, I think I paced around our house for maybe 3 hours on just in shock. And it's just, when you get that news and, like, this is your child's dream, and there's something about going to the big leagues, but, like, playing for the New York Yankees in the big leagues, it's just a whole nother level. And just the fact that he was, he's worked his whole life for this, and that day had come, there was no words. I mean, for the first time in my life, I think I didn't have words. I was just like, I was in shock.
The pitch with George and Jacob when they were really little on the field, and that made you just really think back at all of the ground balls and the days at the ballpark and hanging out and eating hot dogs and just being part of it. And like, it's the best teaching moment you can ever have for these kids, to be around the game and learn from other major league players. So that's when it was very emotional for me to see that photo, and here we are. And then, and of course, as George takes the field, Jacob's first at bat hits a homer. I don't know if you guys heard that. So it was like,
we saw it. We saw the reaction you guys had watching the phone.
So it was really cool. So awesome. It's been surreal.
As far as teaching moments, because you just brought that up, so many people were asking George what he takes away from being around the big league environment. What was the one thing that you wanted him to come to the big leagues with, knowing in his mind?
I tell the boys, go out there and have fun and play fearless. That is the one I want to leave them with. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to do well. There's going to be a roller coaster of rides in this game. So have fun, play fearless, soak it all in, take a minute or two every game to just appreciate this. I mean, you look around this is unbelievable. Like, I'm sitting here sweating and everything, and unbelievable.
Sweating of the nerves, not because it's beautiful out in the weather.
I got to tell you one last one before we go. So many people from the Yankees organization, when they talk about your son, they talk about the upbringing and the high character, and they reference both of you. When you hear people talk about your son in terms of his character, how does that make you feel?
Honestly, that means everything. And we've always in our house always established, like, you're an athlete and that's great, but being a good person is our priority in life. Like, being a good person is what you aim for. Yes, you have great athletic abilities and you're a baseball player, but that is the number one thing. So when people tell me that, there's nothing more rewarding than someone telling me that he's a good kid, that he's mannered, and all that other stuff off the field means everything.
Yeah. I mean, you're like, even if you're a really good player, it's only going to be a small portion of your life. So there's so much more in life than this game. It's how we take this game and impact others. But I also want to take the 2 seconds to thank all the other coaches and teachers that helped George get to where he is, and all the babysitters and all the people that we had, because he wouldn't be here without them. So thank you.
George, Judy, congratulations for everything happening here in the Bronx, happening in Jupiter. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Justin.
All right. Back to you, Ryan.
Really terrific stuff, Shaq. And you listen to George and Judy, and it's no surprise that their son comes across the way that he does.
Well, good things happen to good people, right? You know what they say?
And I love his dad saying, you should always take one moment during a game and look around and soak it up.
It's funny he says that. I still do.
Yeah.
Sitting up in the booth every once in a while, just look around and like, this is the coolest place on earth.
Yankees had first and third, nobody out. Trying to salvage something here with Jazz up, first and third, 2 outs. Three and one on Jazz now. And that is in there for a strike. Count now full on Jazz.
The ball hit right at him. Ben Wright scoring on contact, obviously no chance. You either take an out or let them turn a double play. So you run that, you draw the throw. Hopefully it makes a bad throw, but not there. But you stayed out of the double play.
Jazz swings and misses. Yankees threaten but don't score in the fourth. We go to the fifth at the stadium. Yanks leading 1-0. We'll come out to Yankee Stadium next Tuesday, August 11th, when the Yankees take on the Mariners. It's K-pop Demon Hunters night at the first 18,000 guests in attendance. We'll receive a roomy Yankees bobblehead. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. Any of your grandkids gotten you to watch K-pop Demon Hunters yet, Paul?
I don't think so. No, I was more into like Paw Patrol.
Okay. All right. Evie, my daughter, she loves K-pop. Roomy's her favorite, so I know I'm going to have to come up with one of those. Yeah. You ever have one of those soundtracks where you put it on and maybe for your grandkids, or back in the day, your kids, and then you're in the car alone sometime later and you realize, oh, wait, I'm just listening to this by myself now? That's the K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack for me.
The Sing movies?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, I knew it every word. Man. It's like, it just
exactly
exposure, you know.
Exactly. Three and one on Wynn. Weathers has yielded 2 singles. That's it. He's worked efficiently, which the Yankees could really use that as well, the way their bullpen has been taxed of late. Three-two. In there for a strike. Fourth strikeout for Weathers. And a big bounce back for the first out in the fifth.
Yeah, this is a 3-1 count, and it's like, that's it. I'm just throwing strikes. If you get a hit, you get a hit. And that's what pitchers' mentality should be. All right, I've got a plan to get this guy out. Now I'm behind in the count. I'm not walking him. That plan's down the drain. I'm going to throw strikes. If you get a base hit, you get a base hit. Win is not going to hurt you with power. He's only got four in the year, so you can't walk guys like that. Good job by Weathers.
Blaze Jordan, 0 for 1, grounded into a double play. His first time up on that. Terrific play in the hole from Lombard. 0-2.
Jordan had the big pinch hit triple last night.
Yeah.
Off the bench. He's usually pretty much an everyday player. Back in the lineup today at first. Usually plays third. But last night with the night off, he came off the bench with that big triple.
That was immediately following the Yankees' big seventh inning to take the lead. Church on deck. Blaze Jordan became a YouTube star when he won a home run derby at Love Life Park when he was 11 years old. And again at 13 when he hit 500-foot home runs. At 13.
13?
Yes.
Was he hitting golf balls? I don't understand.
Almost took off Weathers' head right there. Pitching decisions presented by Sage. What have you seen from Weathers tonight, Paul?
Well, he's throwing strikes, and he's using the changeup to the righties, especially down and away, breaking balls to lefties. But so far he's got his stuff going. He got behind in the count to Blaze. So Jordan he gave up a line drive up the middle. But it looks like if he gets behind in the count, he's going to go back to that fastball and just challenge people.
Here's Church. Hit a go-ahead 3-run homer last night. That was in the 8th inning. One. Up the middle, Lombard, glove, steps, fires, hitting over. George Lombard Jr. smoothly ends the 5th. Well, let's check out one of today's player props, brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Ryan McMahon leading off. George Lombard Jr. on deck. McMahon grounded out to second his first time up. Only run of the game. Solo homer from Jazz Chisholm. One and two. Paul, I can see just you watching Lombard make that double play at the end of the inning, how impressed you are with just how comfortable he looks out there.
Yeah, he just has soft hands, and you really can't explain it. I mean, there's no jabbing to the ball. It looks like every time he's getting a good hop, and that's just instinctively getting the ball in the right position. You can tell before every pitch, he's got a routine, to get a good jump. So You can tell he's put his time in defensively, and that's the first thing you look at. We talked about it as a shortstop.
Going the other way here, Torres will flag it down on the track. Gave it a ride, did McMahon, but he's retired, and now Lombard back to the plate. Grounded out to third, his first time up. Has already made a few really nice plays in the field. Grounds that foul. "21 years and 63 days old." 0-2 on George Lombard Jr. Youngest Yankees to make their major league debut at shortstop. Lombard, the third youngest. Bobby Mercer and Derek Jeter, the only Yankees younger. The 0-2.
So this has been some kind of day for Team Lombard, huh? The family is rocking today. The parents, the kids, hanging breaking ball. Wow.
He was about to get the curtain call.
So this ball just sits there. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. But when you're young, you're not going to sit and watch it. You got to run. Boy, he really stays on that pitch well, too. That was a breaking ball. Here a bit outside. George Senior, I mean, he's seen a lot of home runs in this day. He knew that was gone. What are you waiting for?
Grisham lines out. That will end the inning, but not before a forever moment here at the stadium. First big league game for George Lombard Jr. His first big league hit is a homer. That man knows something about it. The captain applauds. The crowd goes nuts. And the Bronx is alive. The 21-year-old is here.
Chris Sheeran back here with this Audi update. Well, we just saw George Lombard Jr. hit his first career Major League homer. Well, how about this? His brother Jacob, also in his second plate appearance with the Jupiter Hammerheads, the Marlins Class A affiliate. Second plate appearance, his first home run, the 14th pick of the 26th draft. Ryan?
I can't even help it. I mean, a home run for the Jupiter Hammerheads or the New York Yankees, huh? Oh. I'm sorry, but I'm taking the Yankees.
It's unbelievable the day that family is having. Lombard, the 14th Yankee to homer in his Major League debut. You know, how about Aaron Boone looking up at George Sr. in the stands after that, and you just feel so good for that family. As Weathers strikes out Pages. And we could see, Paul, we had a camera on George Sr. in between innings. He was getting emotional sitting there afterwards, and I mean, you can understand why.
Well, I've always said as a hitter, you can't force pitchers to make mistakes, but you got to be able to hit the mistakes. And that was a hanging breaking ball, and he's 0-2. He didn't panic. Stood out there over the plate, got a hanging breaking ball, and put it in the seats.
How about that family? One son making his pro debut, homers. The other son making his major league debut for the New York Yankees. At shortstop at the stadium, homers.
It's quite a day. What is it, Tuesday? What day are we? Tuesday? Yeah.
Tuesday.
Hey, what are we going to do for the weekend?
Man, the expectations have been set high for the Lombard family. He went. Boy, Weathers looks outstanding tonight. 6 strikeout.
Well, it doesn't get much better than that to sit back on your back leg after reading a breaking ball. Like I said, all mistakes don't get hit. This one did. Just don't know how hard it is to stay within yourself emotionally when you know you're amped up. You have butterflies.
Incredible moment here at the stadium. And every time George Lombard Jr.'s name was mentioned before the game during warm-ups, this crowd would have a huge reaction. They were about to give him a curtain call, but Austin Wells got in the box too quickly and then swung at the first pitch.
Oh, I had plenty of opportunities. Keep playing like this, you're going to have plenty of opportunities. But one thing I did notice on the replay there, 96.
No, right. How long is he going to have that number?
Well, 99 is pretty cool this day and age.
That's true. The 6th Yankees strikeout brought to you by your local Tri-State Audi dealers.
Yeah, that's breaking ball. He's really using his breaking ball going away from lefties, his changeup going away from righties, and then keeping them both honest with his fastball. Good solid pitching.
First walk of the game issued by Weathers. The other thing that's been so key tonight from Weathers, the efficiency. He's just at 72 pitches. Hey, this Saturday, the Yankees Old Timers Day is back. You can watch your favorite pinstripe legends take the field on Yes. Coverage begins at noon and will include the on-field ceremony and Old Timers Day game, where 6 of our Yes Network analysts will be mic'd up on the diamond. And stay tuned for Yanks game, which begins at 3 against the Braves. Here's Ivan Herrera. And that one misses as well. There's a strike. We've seen some fantastic plays in the field from Lombard. We've seen him homer. Quite the debut thus far for the Yankees' top prospect. Good change up there, 1-2. Weathers trying to sail through 6. The 1-2. Tapped weakly at the plate. The 1-2. High and in with a heater, 2-2. Herrera putting on a good at bat here. I can't think of a longer at bat today against Weathers.
Yeah, he got him off the plate up and in, and I thought he'd go back to the changeup. He went to the breaking ball, which is another pitch going in on a right-hander.
Now Wells seemed to think that was strike 3, but does not challenge it. Yankees have one remaining. Wells was right to not challenge it.
Boy, he's been on fire. 4 for 4 last night, and then 1 for 1 tonight. So catchers get a good look at it.
8th pitch of the at bat. That's smoked into center field. Turning and heading to third. The throw from Grisham. Nearly in time. But Weatherholt in there. First and third, 2 out.
Well, these are the things that Weatherholt will do. I mean, he runs the bases extremely well. We talked about him being kind of the cornerstone of what this organization has become. He didn't really hesitate. Took it as a challenge. Ball just offline a little bit, but the key is still kept the runner at first base, and you know, you can't overthrow that, or you know, you make mistakes defensively when you rush things. You rush that throw and throw it in the dugout or something, you've given them a run.
So the first real sticky spot Weathers has found himself in this game, and now Yankees getting up Cruz, who they had to use at the end of yesterday's game because they just didn't have any other options in their pen. This is the first inning Weathers has had multiple runners on, and he struck out the first 2 batters pretty quickly. But then the 4-pitch walk to Weatherholt, the 8-pitch single from Herrera. And here's Fermin, ball 1.
Yeah, the Herrera bat really wears out pitchers. I mean, you're a strike from getting out of the inning. Now you're throwing stressful pitches because of a long at bat and a base hit up the middle.
The 1-0. There's a strike with a sweeper, 1-1.
You look at Weathers, what he's had tonight is control with all of his pitches. He's been able to throw every one of his pitches for strikes when he needs to.
One and 2. Weathers trying to get out of it right here. First and third, 2 out, leading 2-0, and time is called at the plate. Rocketed foul. Third pitch of the inning upcoming for Weathers. He threw 17 in the first, 8 in the second, 11 in the third, 12 in the fourth, just 14 in the fifth. Laboring a little here in the sixth, trying to keep things right here. The 1-2. Changeup missed, 2-2. Fermin battling.
It's been off speed after off speed, whether it's a changeup or a breaking ball. That must be the scouting report on Fermin. Dead fastball hitter, but at some point You're going to have to show him something hard inside if you're going to try to get him out of the way.
Two. It's 3-2. Monfermin. Velasquez on deck. Weather's now up to 87 pitches. Herrera will be off and running. 3-2, 2 outs. Biggest pitch of the game from Weathers upcoming. Here's the payoff. Line drive, left field, coming out. Ramos makes the catch to end the inning. What a night for George Lombard Jr. thus far. His second big league at bat. His first big league hit. A homer to give the Yankees a 2-0 lead. And you gotta wonder, is the summer of George upon us? Well, it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Tonight's picture is of Nina, who is showing off her Yankee fandom with a nice hat. Use that Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. Look like a professional photo from Nina there. Ben Rice to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Weathers able to get out of it without yielding a run. 1-2 on Rice. You know, we talked about the need for the Yankees to get length from Weathers. Cardinals have needed length as well. They've used Soriano and Stanek each of the last 2 games, so you would think they'd want to stay away from them. Dobbins getting them into the 6th here with his pitch count in great shape. And Rice works a walk, second of the night. Take a look at the league leaders, brought to you by our local Tri-State Buick dealers. Garcia, second in the majors in slugging. Ben Rice, 4th. Nice to have both those guys in your lineup now.
Yeah, Ben Rice, all of a sudden, you know, you're going to see him start to turn it around. He's been going through, you know, the ups and downs of it, and he's had a great season. He's going through a tough time now where all of a sudden, you see a walk here, maybe a hard hit ball there. Next thing you know, he hit the seats again.
Garcia single tonight. Paul, I love just seeing your natural reaction to Garcia's at bats thus far, and you really noticing how quick his hands are.
I could not believe his first swing, and obviously you see guys from a distance, but when you start watching him every day, his bat speed, I mean, from top to bottom, it's quick.
Quick on that. Did he get enough? No.
The ball was just enough outside, and if you watch him, he kind of gives with his front half, his front hip, but he's able to keep his hands and shoulders square to still get to that ball, and he didn't miss it by much. More of a level swing than you're used to seeing this day and age, which is only going to help him average-wise. You know, he's still not knowing the ballpark where we had a little, did I get enough, just like you said. It won't take long before he knows where he's got to hit it and how hard he's got to hit it.
Elliot Ramos, his first game as a Yankee. You know, we were talking about Georgie earlier. Ramos was saying Jorge Posada, one of his favorite guys growing up.
You know what? Jorge was one of my favorite guys, too.
Me too.
Great teammate.
Sends that down the right field line, foul.
To your point earlier, Ramos, you can tell his approach right now is to right field.
Yeah.
I mean, he is not pulling off the ball, trying to almost push the ball. And, that's only going to help him stay in as a right-handed hitter, where Yankee Stadium could really help him mechanically to stay on the ball longer.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss there. Ramos down on strikes. Tonight's injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein. The official hospital of the Yankees. Giancarlo Stanton faced Clark Schmidt live today. Carlos Rodon could throw in a rehab game on Saturday. Now, Clark Schmidt was supposed to have 3 up-downs. He ended up just having 2 because he felt cramping in his forearm. Aaron Boone, hopeful. It's just cramping. He was going to see the doctor afterwards, and they were thinking it was just cramping. There was no scheduled imaging, but we're going to wait to see what the doc had to say. Jones blocks that off, foul, and into the seats. The other injury thing that is going to be welcome news to Yankee fans' ears. Aaron Boone has now mentioned multiple times over the last 2 days how great Bellinger has looked and how much he's progressing in his rehab. And now running today, how good he looked. Belly saying how good he feels. And Aaron didn't want to put a timetable on it, but when he was speaking in his weekly spot with Jimmy and Jake for Talking Yanks, he mentioned the end of August and said, I think we have Belly long before that. So hopefully he continues in that direction. In the interim, though, you're going to see Ramos playing basically every day out there in the outfield, regardless of lefty or righty on the mound.
Well, you can see, the sequence, right? Under his hands, down on the way, off the plate, just back and forth. Stay away from the middle of the plate. Don't let him get his long arms extended up and in, and then get him out in front of the ball down and away.
2-2 on Spencer Jones. Jones hits that in the air to center. Church backpedals to it. To end this 6, we go to the 7th inning of the stadium with the Yankees leading 2-0. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Amazon. Spend less on your kids for back to school. Buy your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And buy the New York Lottery. Play today and start imagining your win. Hall of Famers adorning our billboards. The Yankees and the Cardinals. These classic franchises.
So let's play what if.
Yep.
So you look at that picture of Yogi Berra. He's from St. Louis originally.
Yeah.
He went to a St. Louis tryout camp with Garagiola. Garagiola got signed, and they offered him, a couple dollars. He didn't take it. Ended up going with the Yankees a year or so later. What if, right?
What if? I'm sure you're not the only one wondering that.
Yes.
Crack to left center and deep. That one's going to be off the wall. Grisham tracking it and will play it in. Velasquez at second with a double. Cruz greeted rudely right there.
No chance this ball was spanked all the way to the left field wall, and Grisham got a good break by a fastball right there. Got a good break. It kind of shot back towards him to keep him at second base.
Taking a look at this bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. See how much the Yankees pen has been worked of late. the way Weathers was cruising through 5 2/3, you were hoping he'd get even more, but he was excellent tonight. Just ran into some trouble at the end of the 6th. Was able to squeeze out of it, but looked like he was on the other side of his good work. So the Yankees go to the pen, and Hendrick now up for the Yanks. Tap weakly to short. Lombard, one play. It's the first, one down. As Velasquez advances. You saw that bullpen budget, and no doubt there are a couple of guys down there that Aaron Boone still would like to stay away from tonight. The 1-0 to Blaze. 1-1. It's a cool first name, you know.
Blaze.
Yeah. And it's 1-2.
This is where Cruz really excels. If he gets to 2 strikes and he kind of expand that strike zone down with that fork ball.
The 1-2. Hammered to third, right at McMahon, 2 down.
You've seen this lately with Cruz. His split finger is kind of up in the strike zone, and that's the one somebody can get a barrel on. You know, earlier in the year when you're seeing, there was a time where the average swing off his split finger was like 12.5, 13 inches off of the ball.
Yeah.
Now that ball is kind of getting up in the strike zone. I don't know what's causing it, but I know what's causing this. Aaron Boone heading to the mound.
Gonna send in the lefty. Hendrick with a lefty Church coming up. Yankees leading 2-0 in the 7th. It's time for Name That Yankee, brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. Career stats, 253, 95 homers, and 807 OPS. Started his career with the Cardinals. Spent a few years with the Yanks. Then the Padres, Nationals, and Brewers.
Well, I didn't play with him, so I'm off the hook. But I think about this one.
Church hammers it right to first. Garcia flashing the leather. 1 pitch, 1 out. Hendrick able to get out of it. And the Yankees maintain the 2-0 lead. We'll keep things right here for God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise, remove your caps, and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Army Private First Class Thomas F. Skelly III from Danbury, Connecticut, who served in Vietnam. The Yankees say thank you, Thomas, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her. Throw the light with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
Chris and Jack back here in our Yes Network studios with this Ford update, and what a night for George Lombard Jr. in his Major League debut.
Chris, sometimes a player's play shouts about his arrival, and George Lombard Jr. is shouting about his arrival, hitting a home run in his second Major League at-bat. He fouled off one sweeper, got an 0-2 sweeper, takes it out of the ballpark. He's been fancy with the glove, too.
And Ryan Weathers, a heck of a start. You'll see Jack and I in the postgame. Let's send things back to Ryan.
All right, thank you very much, Chris, Jack. Let's check out tonight's Gusto game recap. 5-0 for the Cardinals, 2-3-0 for the Yanks. Ryan Weathers, 6 brilliant innings. George Lombard Jr., his first career home run in his second career at bat. The other run came off the bat of this man, Jazz Chisholm Jr. A solo homer back in the second. And Dobbins working into the seventh. Pitch count's been in good shape all evening for him. Jazz down on strikes. Now, there's always curiosity on a first big league homer. Who catches the ball right? Well, it ended up with Bruce Roberts. Got it in his hat.
Hey, I did that on Seinfeld. I didn't get that. I didn't get a ball. I got nothing.
Well, Bruce is with Justin Shackle right now.
Thank you, Ryan. Bruce Roberts is taking in his first Yankee game tonight. Is that correct, Bruce?
That is correct, Justin. Stoked to be here.
And you make the catch for the ages, catching George Lombard Jr.'s first ever home run.
I did. I'm super excited about it. I was excited to see him play his first game. I knew that was happening. I just bought my first Yankees hat like 10 minutes before he hit it, and I caught it with a hat.
But it's a good use.
I did.
What made you take your hat off and try and make the catch with the hat?
Well, it was a last-minute decision. I saw it was coming close, and I wanted to reach up high. I didn't really want to catch it with my bare hands, so I just grabbed my hat really quick.
When you caught it, did you realize what the home run ball signified, that it was his first homer?
No, it took a few minutes for me to set in. And then, of course, all the fellow Yankees fans around me were telling me all about it. And so, like, right off the bat, I realized, oh, man, this is an amazing opportunity.
Base hit over into right field for Ryan McMahon. Now, the Yankees came and asked for the ball back. You gave it to them correctly?
I did, yeah.
Did they offer you anything?
They did, yeah. They were really generous about it, actually. They said it was a big deal. It was his first homer. He'd really like to have it back. So, of course, I was going to give it to him. But in exchange, they offered for me and my family to meet him and get some autographed balls in exchange.
Wonderful, Bruce. Great catch.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Right, back to you.
Really good stuff, Shaq and Bruce. Congratulations. So get to meet George Lombard Jr., get some autographs as George steps to the plate again. Homered in that last at bat, which ended up in Bruce's newly purchased hat.
Wow, what a wise purchase.
Lombard is dazzled in the field, electrified at the dish. Fouls that one away. The 1-1 inside, 2-1 on Lombard.
We're talking about that ball going in the stands. Did you hear today there was some Ohtani card or something bought down in Florida for like $10 million? It's worth like $12 million. There's like 10 of them or something. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Bam. Well, the collectibles, they can get up there.
It's like artwork.
It is.
You buy a Van Gogh or you buy an Ohtani card.
3-1 on Lombard. Yeah, holding up the sides beyond the on-deck circle. And George Lombard Jr. works along. You know, Aaron Boone before the game was asked to give a scouting report on Lombard as a hitter. Talk about how much he's grown, how much he's improved throughout the season. But he said the two big things, his pop and his strike zone discipline. We've seen both tonight.
Well, I mean, discipline, when you get to major league level, they'll test it. I mean, they'll get ahead and then just eat off the outside corner. So if he shows that, you know, it's only going to help him.
Help America's Heroes. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org. Yankees will watch the Cards go into the bullpen as they threaten in the 7th. This month, XClad presents Season 3 of Yes's Emmy-winning animated series Bronx Buds. Get ready for all new adventures around the city with some very special guests. The first episode of XClad presents Bronx Buds drops this Saturday exclusively on the Gotham Sports app. Caleb Ferguson, a second lefty in the pen now for the Cardinals. So the Yankees turn to Paul Goldschmidt to pinch hit here for Wells. Hits it hard, right back to Ferguson. Gloves it, throws to second for one, on to first. A double play. One pitch, 2 outs, inning over. We go to the 8th. Well, the Yankees return to Prime tomorrow to take on the Cardinals. Don't miss a minute of the Yankees beginning at 6:30 only on Prime. Top of the 8th, Brent Hedrick, who got the final out of the 7th on one pitch. Remains in there for the 8th. Just like what we saw Ferguson do there to the Yankees. Goldschmidt hit a rocket.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking back at you know, what's going on here, and you know, you're trying to improve your defense, you're trying to improve your offense, but if you look at the plays made today, earlier in the game, McMahon makes a great play in the hole.
Yeah.
You know, Lombard's made 2 or 3 really good plays. And then all of a sudden you get out of an inning because Garcia makes a great play at first base. So, you know, in a 2-0 game, defense becomes just so important. And tonight the Yankees have got the baseball.
Run prevention, a huge part of how they're going to win games with boppers out. As Pages leads off with a single.
Oh, flinch back there from Alex Tossi. Thought I saw that right arm starting to go up. Didn't quite make it.
Now, Jordan Walker was scratched because of knee soreness, but he is potentially available as a pinch hitter off the bench. Wasn't definitively out. So something to keep in mind in these later innings. Although there have been a couple of spots already where you could have potentially used them and didn't. So you wonder if they're trying to stay away. One and two on Torres. In the dirt, 2-2. Pages leads off first. 2-2. Foul. Bednar up in the Yankee pen. The 2-2. And it's 3-2 on Torres.
Boy, he had really set up that pitch away. He had put that two-seamer way inside, which, if he was able to throw that on the outside corner, was an absolute perfect pitch.
3-2. I guess Torres wants to keep hitting. Sorry. That's ball 4, man. Torres was ready to stay in there.
Should have quick pitched him. kept him in there.
Yeah. Well, sticky situation now for Hedrick, who's had to work a lot of late. I mean, he's had to work a lot all year. First and second. No out. Pages at second. Torres at first. Weather holds up. Really good young hitter. And there's a strike. The other thing is you got Bednar throwing, but he's been working a ton of late too.
Yeah, the bullpen is really taxed. This is Aaron Boone at his best, trying to figure out how many outs you get with this guy, not to overwork this guy.
Cued back to the mound. Hedrick looked at third and second, now settles on first for the first out.
Wow, what a great pivot adjustment from Hedrick. I mean, he was ready to try to turn two. I don't know if Lombard slipped. Yeah, he slipped getting to the base and was able to read that and still get the out at first. So a great job by not launching that into center field.
Matt Play going to go out and chat with Hedrick.
See, he's going to get the ball. Now it's caught. He takes off to second, knowing he's covering, and it just slipped. A lot of times pitchers have their mind made up. Hey, I'm going to try to turn a double play before even looking at the bag. They let it go. That could have all bad things could have happened right there.
Yeah, you don't always see them have the poise to then just get the out at first. Conversation with Matt Blake. Bednar continues to warm. Time runs are in scoring position for St. Louis. This is their biggest threat of the night. And ball 1 to Herrera. Herrera singled his last time up.
I think this is a decision that Aaron Boone, as you were talking about, I don't know if you can bring Bednar in to get 5 out.
Right.
You know, maybe 4. You know, 5, that's kind of stretching it as much as he's been on the mound too.
One and one on Herrera. Torres leads off second. Pages off third. Fouled straight back. Good swing there. 1-2. Hendricks been in so many big spots for the Yankees all season. He's had an incredible year. A 1.40 ERA.
Yeah, you were talking about, you see him a lot. He's tied to the major league lead at 58 appearances, including tonight. With Flew Hardy, the other left-hander. So, yeah, if you watch the games a lot, you've seen a lot of Hedrick.
Tipped into the glove. He got him. 2 away.
It looks like Herrera was looking inside. This ball is kind of tailing up and away, and you see that front hip kind of gone. And Herrera usually just crowds the plate. He's been hit 25 times already this year. Leads all of baseball.
Now Aaron Boone will make the call to Bednar, as you surmise, Paul. Try and get a 4-out save. It starts right here with 2 on, 2 out. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Optimum Fiber. Famously fast fiber internet by Sage, proud accounting software provider of the New York Yankees, and by the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Deals so right, they almost feel wrong. Only at your local Hyundai dealer. Well, huge spot here for David Bednar, who has been fantastic, and this is going to draw up a pinch hitter, Alec Burleson, who hit 3 home runs yesterday, did not get the start today with the lefty Weathers on the mound, but now bats in the biggest spot of the game. 2nd and 3rd, 2 out. Yankees up 2-0 here in the 8th. And ball 1 from Bednar. The 1-0. Missed with a splitter, 2-0. First base open. I think Wells, check that. Sanchez, who's behind the plate after Goldschmidt pinch hitting, thought he had a strike there, and they're going to walk Burleson intentionally here with first base open. Bednar now facing bases loaded, 2 out. Velasquez up. Strike 1.
Tough lead, man. You start off with a split finger, right? With bases loaded, strike 1.
Velasquez, 786 OPS against lefties, just 513 against righties. 0-2. Been a nice buzz in this building all night. 41,081 fans here in the Bronx. They've been treated to a show. The debut of George Lombard Jr., who is already homered. Bednar trying to hold it down right here. The 0-2. He got it. Bednar escapes. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Yankees 2, Cards nothing. Exit velocity presented by Spectrum. How about George Lombard Jr. with his first big league homer back in the 5th. 100 miles an hour off the bat.
That'll be in his memory bank for the rest of his life. First hit, first home run.
Blaze Jordan now at 3rd. And Burleson at 1st. Yankees make the right call, walking Burleson. Facing Velasquez as Grisham smokes that into the corner. Got up quickly to the right fielder Velasquez, so a loud single for Grisham.
You can hit it much harder than this, and it just short to the ball, short follow through, but he just hammers this. The Yankee Stadium will give you some home runs, but it'll take away some doubles, as it did here.
Ben Rice up, 1 on, nobody out. We've seen Grisham some good left-on-left swings lately, maybe breaking out of his slump.
Yeah, he's had really good at bats since he got home off that road trip. And, you know, he's really solidified center field too by getting back off the IL. He's helped the Yankees a lot to get him swinging the bat. He's only going to help.
The 1-1. Rice grounds it foul. So Strzelecki warming the Cardinals pen. Garcia on deck. Just missed a homer his last time up. Grisham leads off first. 1-2 to Rice. Just missed. 2-2. Game started by Ryan Weathers. Was outstanding through 6 shutout innings. Some great defense from that 21-year-old George Lombard Jr. Rice pops that down the left field line. Torres and foul ground. Can't get to it. Rice stays alive.
Went from our angle, and I was like, oh, he's got it. No, he doesn't. Exactly. It went back and forth.
From the same way off the bat, it comes to the seats. And all of a sudden, oh, it's fair. No, it's foul, but he's got it. I don't know. Two to Rice. Swing and a miss. Fans after the final out get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews. Hear from Aaron Boone on the Mac Report, all coming up from the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame. A lot to like in 2 days in the at-bat from Luis Garcia Jr. Had that dramatic 7th-inning homer yesterday. The single today and just missed another home run. He also had a single yesterday in addition to the homer. Second best slugging percentage in all of baseball this season. Played some good D at first too. Fights that off the other way, foul. Here was that dramatic home run last night, Paul.
Yeah, he'd seen a lot of changeups, and this was the first one that got plate, and he didn't miss it. And what a great feeling at the time that was.
The 1-1. It's 2-1. Elliot Ramos on deck. Two and two. Another guy who knows what it's like to homer in his debut. Yankees fans hoping they see a lineup with both of those guys in it in the weeks to come and the years to come.
And Judge might come back as a pitcher. Every time I see him, he's got a baseball. He's working on his grip.
Two. Garcia putting on a tough at bat right here.
Yeah, he's kind of really shortened up. The pitch before kind of fought off a fastball, but you know, for his type of power and his type of swing, he really doesn't strike out a ton. You know, it's like 14-15%, where the average is, you know, up in the 20s.
7th pitch of the at bat upcoming. 2-2 popped up in the infield. Weatherhold. 2 down. fans, when you get Gotham, you get live games and exclusive Yankees content. Download the Gotham Sports app to stream highlights, player interviews, podcasts, original series, and so much more. It's all free to access with an eligible TV subscription, so sign in today.
You know, when you look at the Yankees lineup, and you look at Ramos now, who's kind of an extraordinary hitter against lefties. But I know Aaron Boone has got a lot of things to figure out. He's just got too many groups of lefties, groups of three, and it makes it very easy for some of these lefties out of the bench.
Well, it's time for the answer to Name That Yankee. All right, Paul, I got this one.
Will you take over? Because
Luke Voigt, baby, Luke Voigt.
He led the league in the COVID year. With home runs. I think that would lead with, what, 22 or something? It wasn't a lot.
60-game season. And he could muscle them out there, though. So impactful to that Yankee team in 2018. Going to the playoffs. And then 2019 as well, before leading the league in homers in 2020. He could slug. Gave the Yankees a few really good years. So here's Bednar trying to lock down 4-out close. Ninth time this season that Bednar is coming back for a second up. Meaning he gets an out or two in one inning, comes back out in the next. Good fastball, 1-2.
Yeah, Bednar's got a really good knack. Most closers are so into the routine. They come in, they get 1 out, 2 outs, 3 outs in the ninth.
Yeah.
He has the ability, you know, to come in for 4 or 5 outs, and he's done a good job at it.
Aaron Boone has raved about his mentality, his presence, his leadership in the pen, just what a good dude he is.
I think got a lot on that point of being able to go more than just the 1 inning. He's more of a pitcher. He's got great stuff. He's got closer stuff. Don't get me wrong, but you know, you've got a split finger, you've got an overhand curveball, you've got a fastball, you've got more than one pitch to get hitters out.
The 1-2. 2-2. Since joining the Yankees last year, in that second inning of work, 15 innings, has allowed just 5 hits and 2 runs. And both of those runs were in wins anyway. Big pitch here now. The count has gone full. Three-two. Hit hard. Right to Jazz. 1 out. Here's Blaze Jordan. Foul down the left field line. Six innings from Ryan Weathers. Shutout, smooth sailing ball. Get into a little trouble the end of the 6th, but got out of it. 2 outs from Cruz, 3 outs from Hedrick. So far, 2 outs from Bednar and 2 more to go. Yankee scoring started in the 2nd, a solo home run from Jazz. And then George Lombard Jr. making his big league debut. Homered in his 2nd at bat, his first big league hit in the 5th. Bednar ahead 0-2. Pitch.
It's back-to-back. When you think about it, Weathers 7 innings in Chicago last Thursday, no runs, and then tonight no runs. So he's on quite a roll.
And he had a good start before the Chicago one too, so it's 3 straight. The 1-2. He got him. 2 away.
I don't remember when he came over last year, him having this good of a split finger. He's really, really gotten better at it. Doesn't throw his overhand curveball nearly as much. He can rely much more on the split-fingered fastball, both for a strike and for a strikeout out of the strike zone like he did there.
Yankees 1 out away from a nice bounce back win. Here's Church. 0-1. Building has been buzzing all night with the anticipation and then delight in the debut of that man, 21-year-old George Lombard Jr., who's delivered in the field and at the plate. The 0-1 is down. The 1-1. And the Yankees are a strike away. Bednar looks in. The 1-2. Pop foul.
Tell you what's going through Lombard's mind. Let's get this out. I can enjoy this one night. Let's go.
Another 1-2. He's just nicked foul. Every game feels so precious this time of year, especially the injuries the Yankees have had in the lineup. Scraping together wins, staying afloat. The 1-2. Today felt like the start of a new era. A reassembled roster, trying to make the push till more reinforcements come. We're going to punctuate it with a W. The 2-2. He got it. Ball game. Yankees win it 2-0.
Pitcher called a strike. That is challenging.
Lombard's still got to wait to celebrate.
NBS powered by T-Mobile says good night.
Well, what a fun game. I mean, if you take it all in and what happened, great defense, good pitching, a couple home runs, and an unbelievable day and night from Team Lombard.
Yankees win it 2-0. What a performance from Bednar. Outstanding bullpen usage from Aaron Boone. His decisions all night. And celebrates with a little point at George Lombard Sr. and George Lombard Jr. All smiles. The 21-year-old made some incredible plays in the field and homers in his big league debut.
It all sinks in right there, Ryan. You see, you just can't keep that emotion in. You've been bottled up all day. Now you know your mom and dad are in the stands. You made the plays. The Yankees win. And you got your first major league hit and a home run. What a night.
Couldn't have drawn it up any better today if you were Aaron Boone and the Yankees. Lombard shining in exactly the way you would hope him to in a debut. Great pitching, outstanding defense from the Yankees. Couple of home runs, and Justin Shackle on the field. And he's going to chat live right now with the 21-year-old Yankees shortstop, George Lombard Jr.
Ryan, thanks so much. George, what are you thinking to yourself as you're rounding the bases following your first hit going out for a home run?
I don't
don't know, to be honest. I don't know if I can really explain it. I don't know if I can put it into words yet. Still kind of all processing. I'm just glad I could help the guys out. It was a tight ball game, so just getting an extra run there was big. And yeah, I'm just glad we came out to win.
So Hunter Dobbins throws you back-to-back sweepers in that at-bat. Did seeing the prior sweeper help you stay back on the one that you hit out?
Yeah, I thought I saw the last one well. And then, yeah, with 2 strikes, just wasn't trying to do too much. I saw it up a little bit and just, yeah, I could put a good swing on it.
How did the reality tonight match up with how you dreamt this moment, this day?
I mean, it was pretty spot on. It was awesome. It was a great experience, and like I said, getting the win in a tight ball game like that, it was really cool.
Arguably, the most important question I'm about to ask you here, are you aware of what your brother Jacob did in his first pro baseball game tonight?
I don't know all of it. I heard he hit a homer, so just with that, that's pretty awesome.
Yes, he hit a homer. Your parents are in the stands watching your big league debut. They watched Jacob's homer on the phone. What about today do you want to remember forever?
I mean, all of it. Just getting all of my family, being here, be able to watch. Hopefully going to talk to my brother now and see how his day went. But, yeah, winning a ball game, first day here is awesome.
George, congratulations. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Send it back to you, Ryan.
Oh, Justin, such an awesome moment there with George Lombard Jr. And you could see the way the crowd reacted to him all night. Wonderful to watch his parents, George and Judy, and all the emotions they felt this evening, and it ends with that big, beautiful smile. Well, the game-changing drive of the game brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3.
Well, we'll go to the second inning in a 0-0 game until that swing by Jazz Chisholm is 17th of the year. A little bad flip.
And how about the Chevy player of the game, Paul?
Wow, this has been the story of the day. Lombard Jr., first ball he hit, a dynamic double play. Parents in the stands, what a day defensively, but don't stop there, because I'm going to get my first hit and my first home run. Yeah, that's number 1 on the year there,
Just an incredibly memorable day for Lombard. 0-6-0 for the Cardinals, 2-5-0 for the Yanks. A tidy 2 hours and 21 minutes. Weathers the win. Bednar the 4-out save. Yankees 12th shutout of the season coming up on the Yes Network. Stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame with Chris Sheeran and Jack Curry. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and our executive producers Jared Ames Boschnack. Join us again tomorrow when the Yankees take on the Cardinals in the last game of this series, a rubber game. Coverage begins at 6 o'clock on Yes, with first pitch coming shortly after 7 on Prime. Once again, the final score, the Yankees 2 and the Cardinals 0. For Paul O'Neill and Justin Shackle, I'm Ryan Rucco. Now let's go to Chris Shear and Jack Curry, who are standing by with what should be a very fun post-game show. Take it away, fellas.